Okay, so I was sent a link from Jess Stewart Mays, so thanks for the link. It's a video by a user called CoolHardLogic testing flatards. So right away, I mean, we've got this channel with 37,000 subscribers calling itself CoolHardLogic, but puts testing flatards in the title. I'm willing to give these cult members the opportunity of discussion, but unfortunately, you know, I'm tired of it because you get the same old culty behaviour, cult mentality. So I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. So I'll just play through this. I'm not going to, you know, show the video in case of copyright reasons, but you will hear the voice, and I'll see how far into it I get. But already, I'm very doubtful that we're going to get any type of logical discussion from CoolHardLogic.
I told Killian I'd be back. I wouldn't want to be alive.
Greetings, dear viewer. So this is the first part of a new series that will pick through the manure pile of flat earthers.
Oh, okay, so there we go. The manure pile of flat earthers. So already he's trying to load people up and plant a ridicule in there before anything's even discussed. So right away in the title and within the first 25 seconds, CoolHardLogic has absolute no logic whatsoever. He's straight in for swaying people emotionally by trying to plant an opinion.
Vince, apparently they prefer the word retard.
Hey?
Oh,
how very kind.
so now we're getting slated in here, you know, more emotional garbage, you know, retard, straight in with ridicule.
Flatards think there is a global conspiracy to hide the shape of the Earth, a conspiracy that dates back to antiquity.
So here we go, there's another generalisation. This is the problem that you see with these people continually. CoolHardLogic, flatards claim there's a global conspiracy. You know, hang on a minute. I think here he's going to suggest that, you know, people like myself will say that everybody's involved.
Yet it is all due to NASA and the United Nations, organisations formed in 1958 and 1945 respectively. What these mental defectives have yet to do is explain why the shape of the Earth is so significant that such a concerted effort to hide its shape would be necessary, let alone why treating the Earth as a spheroid allows the rest of humanity to be far, far, far more productive than they are.
Well, why does any religious organisation tell lies? It's for control. It's very simple. CoolHardLogic, you know, if you can stretch your brain to have a wee look outside the box, and you know, even simple thought. If you tell people they live on a globe, there is no way of exploration. You know, psychologically, they don't question. You know, if you put a wall up in front of people, they would want to climb it, they would want to go beyond it and want to see what was there. But if you can convince people that there is nothing else beyond and that you're stuck to a sphere, the chances are they'll probably just behave themselves and stay still.
The best they can come up with is hand-waving about trying to undermine faith in their magic sky wizard, who allegedly built a flat Earth inside.
So now we're getting a religious attachment here. You know, total nonsense yet again. It's got nothing to do with any religion as far as I'm concerned, although there will be religious people involved. But here again we have CoolHardLogic generalising.
The giant snow globe, just so that his creations could...
And a snow globe, I mean, who claimed it was a snow globe? CoolHardLogic. Do you use guys who claim they're logical just, you know, pick selectively, you know, in order to portray a certain image? You know, it's really no scepticism and open-mindedness. This is cult-like mentality, offering no proof so far, other than ridicule of other people's opinions.
Scuttle around talking to the ceiling and praising his capriciousness. Basically, their argument boils down to, "But my holy book!"
Oh, so now we're getting the Bible. So this guy here is claiming that people who question the globe, do so because of a Bible. No me, nothing to do with a Bible. I'm only interested in natural science, cool hard logic, actual measurable proof. I'm really hoping that it's 16 minutes long this. I think you'd be lucky if I see past 5 minutes here. I'll give it 5-6 minutes to see if you offer any sort of proof.
On whether their flat Earth has an edge. Some of them think it does to suit their view of living in a giant snow globe. Others think it just goes on forever.
Well, speculation about what's there, unfortunately, there's border controls and military operations in place. We can't just go freely wandering about. So it's quite an honest stance to say you don't know what's beyond there. Why don't you make your claims and then provide proof? For me to say I know where it's not, but I don't know the full dimensions is very honest, and that's a fact. If I ask you the same questions, you're going to claim it's a globe, and then I'm going to ask for proof. Are you going to offer any?
This alone gives us a valuable insight into the fast pace of flat Earth research, because all they had to do at some point was travel a few thousand kilometres and find out. It's not like the last few thousand.
So here he's claiming you can just travel anywhere you like without any resistance or needing any clearance. If he thinks that's possible, then fine. That's not what I'm seeing. Everywhere's controlled. You need passport border controls for everywhere.
Years they think they've been around have lacked the technologies to enable them to do that. They've had access to the same tools for measuring distances, directions and positions as the rest of us, and yet their achievements are nil. Despite this, these vacant-minded gobshites think they can make pronouncements about reality without having explored it. So, now that we have set the scene of who we're dealing with, let's get cracking.
He set the scene of slandering and setting up ridicule by generalising and using various other logical fallacies. CoolHardLogic is an absolute fucking moron.
Flat Earths think Earth looks like this.
And he's showing a picture of the UN map here and saying flatards think that the Earth looks like this. Another generalisation. This is going to get very boring very quickly because it just looks like the same old regurgitated fucking crap.
Because they saw it on a flag. This and this are examples of an azimuthal equidistant.
This is what I spoke about, why people shouldn't adopt these maps, because that was done deliberately so that idiots like CoolHardLogic could come in and cause, division. And make it as if it's a debate. Here's the thing, CoolHardLogic, this is not about a debate, it's about a discussion, it's natural science. So if you have any proof, measurable proof of your globe, if that's what you're claiming is true, why don't you make a video and show it?
Projection. One of many ways of projecting a three-dimensional spheroidal surface onto a two-dimensional one. If you've ever tried flattening out an orange peel into a nice map of its former self, you'll have noticed the problem. Presenting a rounded 3D surface in 2D means that something has to give. In the case of an azimuthal equidistant projection, what stayed intact?
Right, I'm going to skip through the azimuthal equidistant projection because this guy is selective. He's just picking on people who represent that specific map, and that's what he wants to focus on. He doesn't want to focus on the claim that he was born into. CoolHardLogic, you were born into the claim you lived in a globe. That's the accepted claim. That's where the burden of proof lies. Okay, so I'm just going to skip through this azimuthal equidistant nonsense because I've heard it all before.
Lines of longitude radiate from the centre of this band to any subsequently shapes and projection done.
Here's the thing, people like myself, who believed they lived on a globe actually questioned it, understood reality, tested reality, what was observable in nature, and found there to be absolutely zero proof for a globe. Okay?
Does have some practical applications, but for general navigation, the problems highlighted mean it's an absolute clusterfuck. Consequently, flat Earth's parading this as their go-to map of the world gives some indication of just how little thought they've difficult than navel-gazing. Flat Earths preemptively claim that anything that looks a bit tricky can't be done.
He's generalising again here. I don't even know what he's talking about, but this guy's a fucking moron. Listen, CoolHardLogic, as I say, see if you have any proof, you want a discussion, come forward, right? I've been asking for over a year and a half. None of you cult members would dare go on camera for discussion because you know what's going to happen, right? The only thing you can do is sit there and make slandering videos, you know, employing logical fallacy and acting like a religious nutter.
Can't even find out how big their Discworld is because the UN would stop them.
Of course!
It is claimed that they patrol the southern seas and stop anyone going too far and finding the edge of the world. What these oxygen-deprived mouth breathers have failed to consider are the logistical requirements of such an operation. So let's do the thinking for them. Let's get a ballpark figure on how many...
Right, I can't be bothered with this guy. He's just getting into claims, you know, and picking, you know, claims out that suits him. I'll skip through and see if he's going to offer any proof here. Right, he's going on about Flat Earth to-do list, obtain proof of the world's largest boat fleet. I don't know what he's going on about. Right, all we're getting here is images, captions, drawings. Oh, there's a CGI globe. So I'm just going to skip this. You know, there really is nothing worth going through here. This is just, you know, desperate attempts now. This globe cult is getting really desperate. The more time goes on, you know, the ridiculousness of it is very, very clear and apparent. You would have to be an absolute moron to still believe you live on a fucking spinning testicle. I mean, come on, people. You know, these people claim science. And they sit there and belittle other people, yet have absolutely zero measurable proof. You know, everything that we can measure and see and test in reality tells you that it can never be a sphere. You know, but these people are so deluded, so brainwashed by images and authority that they just can't see past it. It's a sorry state, but you know. I mean, as a cult of morons, I mean, you know, I'm trying to think of the words, but these people are so deluded and so brainwashed, it is fucking incredible. And this CoolHardLogic character, wow. You know, this is what amazes me. You know, all these skeptics and people who put logic in their title, but, you know, as soon as they get going, they're illogical.
But Flat Earth say that distances on land are the same on their giant space pizza as in real life.
Space pizza,
in this case, 3 to L 2.8 is
wow,
impossible. Reality disagrees with their stupid beliefs. For the rest of us, also obviously anything other than the
still on the azimuthal map
to
here.
Johannesburg in South Africa, aren't what you force, and the angle between them.
So what he's doing here is he's just comparing things on the azimuthal map. You know, the thing I said at the beginning, taking one model and looking for flaws in it, and generalising, claiming that everybody, you know, supports that model. I don't support any of the models, okay? I deal with the claims that are made to me, claims about reality, and then I look for proof, okay? And anybody making claims, I demand proof of them, okay? And anybody entering into logical fallacy will just be ignored instantly. Pretty much like CoolHardLogic with 37,000 subscribers. Who are the morons that watch this and agree with this character? I mean, come on. If he is decent and he is really logical and open-minded and scientific, he would have the discussion. I doubt it's going to happen.
This is more than twice as far as it. Nation. Only flappers on these fights do.
Right, all I'm seeing is azimuthal stuff. The guy's no offering any proof of a globe. On the next map.
Continue looking at how geometrically illiterate flat earths are as we turn our attention skyward and see what subtractions from the sum of human knowledge they've been able to offer there.
So next video he's going to look at the sky, you know, red herring, nonsense. You don't live in the sky, CoolHardLogic, unfortunately, son. You live on Earth, okay? If you, because none of your other cult members have been able to explain the logic or how you get measurable proof of the shape that you're upon by looking at the sky. It's illogical nonsense. stories. You're a storyteller, a charlatan. Okay, so I hoped that I was maybe going to experience some sort of, you know, level-minded discussion here, and maybe the offer of some sort of proof. But as usual, I get a cult member spewing crap, desperately trying to defend his fucking religious nonsense. Right? The globe is dead. You have no proof of it. No proof, no measurable curvature means zero globe. Okay? Your sacred NASA don't count. Right? Let's see if you've got anything logical to say.